In Arabic, it
Radha.
means divine contentment.
Oh, nice.
Radhi, yeah, it's one of the
But I
names.
could go Radhe, bright, brilliant moon goddess.
There you go. That's beautiful.
I want to be the
Or
bright,
did I miss it? Did you go?
shining, unending star.
There.
Yeah, that's
There.
what I want to be.
There we go.
In the sky.
That's
Not like
great.
a Hollywood star.
Well, but I'm,
No,
I'm the moon.
up there, the
I'm
one
that
bigger
never
than
burns
those
out.
Stars. I'm like brilliant. What did you
Sure,
say?
whatever
Did I
you
miss
want.
yes? Oh, you haven't yet.
I think-
the
It's
Sphere
good.
Master Ascending.
The
think-
sphere
The Sphere Master Ascending.
ascending.
Beautiful.
Eagle
Beautiful.
spirit.
So we all have something, and I am the Ascended Master Gregory Donald Binkley, living super yogi brilliance. Voila.
Love it.
And so people out there, if you haven't come up with something, just say it. I've just realized that I hadn't recorded the whole first session of this.
No! I was going to say that to you. Did you push record?
No,
Poop.
I
Well,
know,
just tomorrow morning. Do
because
the
it was so good.
It was so good.
I know. We had a really great description of what Samadhi game is. And that just means next time you have to be here.
The universal Akashic record.
We'll try to do it again tomorrow. We'll do the same thing tomorrow.
Exists forever.
Yes.
That was practice.
That was
Give me one
practice.
word to do.
But what we're doing now is we're actually saying our names. We're getting outside of ourselves. We're saying something beyond who we are, and trying to break the bonds of that normal, everyday, mundane footstool kingdom existence, and get bigger, and get broader, and get more hope in our lives. Let's go ahead and shout it out now. I, the Ascended Master Gregory Donald Binkley, living super yogi brilliance,
There.
am awake, as is the Ascended Master Jesus. It could be Gautama, it could be Muhammad,
Ganesha.
could be Ganesha, whatever master that you like to say. In Samadhi game, we have words that are written, it's all color-coded. Words that are written in gold mean you can say the names that are meaningful to you. It can even be John Smith down the street.
Turner.
If he's the one that really turns you on, then say his name. Get it moving. Get the energy going. And then let's go on. 2, this shadowless light, its feeling tone and state of knowing, that I am that never sleeps and enjoys all, now and forever. No, I don't want to do that. Let's go ahead and go Om, the opening pillar of light, pillar of the world. We want to establish our divine identity, and our divine identity is constantly being ripped away from us by the dualities both within us and without us. Into the way Yogananda put it, in the cross currents of the dual human ego. These cross currents are so strong that we can't hold to the neutral witness. And so this pillar of light, pillar of the world, affirms the truth of our being in the Sushumna, the oneness, the Samadhi. And we stand there, it actually builds that Wei Chi around us like we were doing. And we breathed before we started this class, we took a walk around Sunny Meadow, and we stood on the grass under the trees in the front and breathed deep with our bare feet, drawing the energy of the earth, the energy of the air, and allowing our Wei Chi to develop with each breath. And we develop our Wei Chi also with each sound, with each word that we give, with each intentionality that we flood into the words. Let's give it. Come on. Sublime I am, Samadhi that I am, enfolding me now in that mighty, magic, electronic pillar of cosmic light substance. My identification with its magnificent humility and thoughtful creativity, so powerful and complete, that I artfully and magically alter every polarity with healing unity. Within this majestic pillar of light blazes that love as the violet compassionate flame, enter and around my etheric, mental, emotional, and physical bodies, effortlessly dissolving, consuming, transmuting, and reconciling the dualities of my human ego, charging my world and all I contact with a tangible substance, living awareness, and conscious activity, the presence and superconscious samadhi of all enlightened beings, liberated and ascended masters, seeing, feeling and hearing this light as it shines, radiates, and resonates within me as a visible pillar of the world, stabilized, supported, and sustained by the brilliant, elegant One, and infinitely sensitive to that invulnerable state of divine I am samadhi. Let's give it again. What we do sometimes with Samadhi Game is to give our mantras repetitively. You do it everywhere. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Hail Mary, full of grace. Hail Mary, full of grace. Hail. Over again, over and over. And because it develops a momentum, it develops the power and moves you into the groove of that mantra. So let's go ahead and give it again. Sublime I am, samadhi that I am, enfolding me now in that mighty, magic, electronic pillar of cosmic light substance. My identification with its magnificent humility and thoughtful creativity, so powerful and complete, that I artfully and magically alter every polarity with healing unity. Within this majestic pillar of light blazes that love as the violet, compassionate flame. Into and around my etheric, mental, emotional, and physical bodies, effortlessly dissolving, consuming, transmuting, and reconciling the dualities of my human ego, charging my world and all I contact with the tangible substance, living awareness, and conscious activity, the presence and superconscious samadhi of all enlightened beings, liberated and ascended masters, seeing, feeling, and hearing this light as it shines, radiates, and resonates within me as a visible pillar of the world, stabilized, supported, and sustained by the brilliant, elegant One, and infinitely sensitive to that invulnerable state of divine I am samadhi. And then we can give an Om now together. And we can just take the hands and rub them together, get a little energy going, and then hold them up so the Om radiates out of our palms. And to everyone in this room, so we can, here we are in this room, at least we can bless everyone in this room. And then in the next Om, we'll do it 3 times. We'll bless everyone on the internet listening in. Okay. And then the next one, we'll do everyone in the entire world.
And for peace in the Middle East.
And peace in the Middle East, Libya, and all nations. Here goes. Now everyone on the broadcast, thank you for that. So nice. Now everyone in the Middle East, Libya, the Adriatic. We can even bless the entire world. See the world as a globe before your hands. Come on. Eternity is my home. I do all that is necessary to actualize this ever-fresh realization and organize my life around it. These are vows. We're taking vows with our soul to the Spirit. This is what we're doing. We're saying, I want to organize my life around you, Spirit. Help me.
Can we do that one again?
Sure. Eternity is my home. I do all that is necessary to actualize this ever-fresh realization and organize my life around it. And one more time, 3 times. Eternity is my home. I do all that is necessary to actualize this ever-fresh realization and organize my life around it. So that's part of the Tantra. We have to figure that out. That's part of the game. How can we do that? What do we need? What next step do we need to take? Samadhi Game puts it right in our face. Doesn't allow us to just slink away into some normal existence. It asks us to step up to the plate and be real now. Artists, healers, divine gods and goddesses right now. No waiting. Let's give heartfelt, tangible samadhi. We're establishing the foundation, the bedrock of this 8-day retreat. 8 mornings of samadhi game. Every day, Monday through Monday of this next week, we're going to give samadhi game here on the broadcast starting at 8:30. If you're joining us, please join us again as many days as you can. We're going to build a momentum. If you can come here in physical, live form, come and be with us in the mornings. If you can tune in on the internet, tune in. But if you can develop the momentum, it will bless you. You're changing the playing field. You can continue to play in the dual human ego if you want, and you're going to get nowhere. You're going to spin around, and it's going to be another embodiment before you know it. Another embodiment, and another embodiment, and another embodiment. I firmly believe in reincarnation. You're going to come back again and again and again until you can find the neutral witness, the Christ, the Krishna, the Buddha, the Allah, the Pharaoh, the monarch, the Divine Mother Father, the Sun, conscious, neutral, witness, awareness. Over and over again. Destiny. Until you find that part of yourself that lives as Krishna, lives as Christ, lives as the neutral witness. This is no laughing matter. It really is serious. It gets serious if you're really on the path. And we'll laugh too. Part of it is laughing matter. But we've got to get to the point where we can see that we've got to make some sort of change. And Samadhi Game throws it right in our face. Puts it right there. So we have to act. Act. We have to be in Tantra. It has to be real. We have to have love. Let's go heartfelt, tangible samadhi. Come on. Oh, great Spirit. Okay, just stop. What we're doing here is we're imploring the divine. Okay? We're imploring the divine within us. However much you implore the divine, you're developing a relationship with the divine. How much are you going to get out of it? How much are you demanding of that divine? How much are you wanting? I want you! And you have to have that kind of intensity about it. If it's just, oh great Spirit, oh mighty I am Samadhi at the center of all creation, radiant with illuminating fire, oh heartfelt parent of all sons and sons, pour forth that life-giving power and fan the spark of that divinity. You're going to get some action because it's going to happen. You're reading the words at least. But wait a second. We can give it a different way. We can say, we want this. Come. Oh great Spirit, Almighty I am Samadhi at the center of all creation, radiant with illuminating fire, O heartfelt parent of all sons and sons, pour forth that life-giving power and fan the spark of that divinity on the altar of my heart. Go ahead and magnify this spark as the fire breath of the whole I Spirit into the potent God flame that I am. Oh, the shimmering fountain of life that I hear, feel, smell, taste, and see within me. I choose this constant cascade of liquid light, actively receiving its shimmering, directive radiance, tangibly and powerfully manifest in my experience. I open the innermost temple of love within this evident, ebullient, celestial, cosmic fire. I manifest that life and light for our healing and regeneration, letting the breath, height, fullness, and crown of the solar radiance of the sun behind the sun appear. I stand forth. Revealed in and through me is the neutral witness, that Christos, Krishna, Buddha, Allah, Pharaoh, monarch, Divine Mother, Father, Sun, conscious awareness. I am the visible, audible, and tangible flame of eternal life. Breathing the scintillating prana chi from the source to the root of my being. Liquid rays of light flooding my chakras, seated upon their lotus thrones of love. Molten gold of enlightenment shivering its ascension up my spine. crowning my awareness with the diamond rays of attainment. And let's stop and wait for a second. What you just read, that last paragraph, that's code for the breath. I call it the saga breath. I'm trying to just make it easy for people, so I'm naming things in the saga lexicon, the saga cosmology. This is a whole new cosmology I'm developing. We're developing it. It's a cosmology that has meaning. It can go forward and it can help other people. And the saga breath, what is it? It's right here. Breathing the scintillating prana chi from the source to the root of my being. Breathing down the front side of the body to the root of your being, that root chakra. Liquid rays of light flooding my chakras, seated upon their lotus thrones of gold. So as that light, as that breath comes in, just like you add air to a fire, it flames. So breathing and then flame, 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 down the spinal stalk. And you can feel it. And as you do the saga breath, you can get better and better at it. It's like riding anything. You can ride a bike. And you can feel this happening. Ah, thank you. I did need that.
I felt that.
Thank you. Molten gold of enlightenment, shivering its ascension up my spine, crowning my awareness with the diamond rays of attainment. You gotta go. I know. Let's hold that thought. Come on. Get
Are you okay to drive?
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah. Thank you.
I really appreciate you coming.
Sure.
I really appreciate being here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Feel better. Come back soon. Try to make it for the morning broadcast.
Oh, he's not gonna make it, he's so tired.
No, he might.
Take care.
Good seeing you, Jason.
You too. Okay. Thank you. Good night.
Make sure I get that white out.
And then onward we go. Whoops, come back. So this molten gold of enlightenment shivers as it goes up the spine. As it comes up the spine, as you feel it coming up the spine, you can feel that each chakra again is glowing, is emanating its awareness. So the cycle, as we become more and more familiar with the cycle of this breath, it becomes more real. The more we place our attention there, the more real it becomes. Otherwise, it could just be a pie-in-the-sky idea that we're working with. But as we read these words, we set the matrix so that when we do finally sit and breathe, the matrix is already established in our conscious mind and our subconscious and superconscious minds. This is no joke.
No, and when you visualize while you speak.
Yes, it happens.
So real.
It's very real. This brings all of that attainment that was worked at so hard in silence by the yogis in the Himalayas. It brings it into sounded, visualized terms that everyone, everywhere on the planet can now use. You don't have to go find the guru that teaches this technique. It's right here. Mm-hmm. This is what do they call it? The
Manuscript.
The manuscript. But there's a word for this kind of breath. It's called... It's the code word that everyone uses. It's the Kriya. This is the Kriya breath. Revealed. And oftentimes, people they think that they have to go find a teacher to teach them the Kriya breath and get the initiation. It's kind of nice to do that. It has a certain nostalgic meaning to it. It's nice to feel that. But now, if you just intend it yourself, if you intend and if you believe that there is power in these words, you can have it now. So there it is. In that one paragraph, the Kriya breath of ancient yogis and sages. Let's go on. Come on, as the white fire being of my heart, I dynamically emanate and transmit this audible, tangible, fragrant, delectable, and visible substance of living samadhi as creativity and direction. I am a sun in the palace of the shining void. This temple, a glistening world of infinite space, the process of my transformations, sounding the melodies, harmonies, and rhythms of the great solar symphony. I am the dazzling flame of life, here and now, because I am nowhere else, but everywhere, forever. Let's just stop for that moment and just look at that mantra. You can't say that mantra and exist in the mundane dual human ego. You just can't. You can't be everywhere, here and now, everywhere, forever. You can if you're the neutral witness. That's who you are. You are the universe, the universal one. You just can't say that mantra and exist in the dual human ego. And it takes a while to realize, say that sentence over and over in a samadhi game. I think that, and all of a sudden one day will hit you and go, whoa. And you stand and feel your soul go, and feel all of time, all of eternity, just as Lord Shiva did. Just as Lord did. Just as Jesus Christ did. With absolutely no difference. None. Come on. I am Samadhi's palpable joy, tactile glory, and felt perfection of boundless being. I am that. I am that. I am that. I am. And here's your name again. You want to call yourself Shiva? Go ahead. I am the Ascended Master Gregory Donald Brinkley, living super yogi brilliance. There you go. And you say it.
It was there. You should have listened.
Oh, it's too loud. I'll be quieter next time so I can show them.
And you have to kind of get used to saying it because we're all unique beings. We're all unique gods and goddesses, and we all coexist together. So when we say our names loud, we should still be able to say our names loud even while someone else is saying their name loud.
I think mine was the loudest.
It was. And where that name...
Your silence is deafening.
Yeah, right. An embodiment.
That was very good, right?
An embodiment. I am oneness lived. We're going to now, we've been really focusing a lot on the Sushumna, working with this energy of the core energy. And all of these affirmations really have to take you there. You can't be a star everywhere, here, now, and forever, and not exist in the Sushumna, the core that takes you to eternity. And now we're going to look at the duality of divinity, the archetype of femininity and the archetype of masculinity. And that's if we can wrap this one around our minds, then we can wrap all of creation around our minds. And so just gives us a way to enter into that meditation. How do you feel being the masculine God? Who am I as masculine Shiva? So let's go ahead and give this mantra. It tells us something about that. It starts us thinking about it. Only starts us. You can keep thinking on it from here on out to eternity. But this begins the process. And everyone can get a start here, a toehold with this mantra. Come on. O sacred masculine essence of my eternal being, Holy One in my core, I am that I am. I am that divine masculinity within me now. I am the will of that kingly consciousness being done. I am the unchanging awareness of each moment, the natural spaciousness of each instant. On earth, that I am, even as I am that in heaven. This sacred, tangible silence, death to my ego, source of my sustenance. This radiant gift of love, heart of my purpose, the Dharma, freely given to all. This shining void of stillness consumes every temptation of duality. This presence of samadhi dispels all cross-currents of the human ego. I am Transfiguration's total surrender, forgiveness, and reconciliation. I am resurrection's focus of wisdom and power. I am the absolute cooperation of the inevitable, ascension's expanding glory of eternal victory. All this freedom forevermore. I am. Om. Peace. Amen. I am. I am the absolute cooperation with the inevitable, ascension's expanding glory of eternal victory. It's inevitable. Each one of us, even if we never do a mantra in our life, never do a Hail Mary and Our Father, we're eventually going to get there. What Samadhi Game does is it lights a match and it accelerates the process. It makes it more conscious. But you're going to come. You're going to come to Godhood either by pain or by devotion, one way or the other. Samadhi Game is a way of devotion. You devote yourself to the words, to the concepts within, and you light a flame in the heart. And that flame just burns. And it's inevitable. Eternal victory. Eternal victory. Can you imagine that? That's like, to get that imagination around your consciousness, you have to really be able to... And Samadhi Game plants the seeds just like the Buddhists do. Would you say, don't do that, Buddhist, it's awfully mundane for you to be making sand mandalas. Why would you bother to make a sand mandala? Why waste your time? It's all in silence. No, they do it anyway because they want to make the Tantra real. They want to bring out of the silence the pattern of divinity so that they can see it and they can feel it tangible. That's the Tantra. And they're practicing the same thing that we practice here. And go to Tibet and hear their mantras. They're reading the Dharma. When they read their liturgy, it's the Dharma, it's this. I am that, I am that, I am that. Said in so many words over and over and over again. But it would take you a couple lifetimes to get used to reading it in that language. You could read it in English. You could read it in Samadhi Game right now. Mm-hmm. Affirmation and prayer of Divine Feminine. The direct and connected fullness of beauty and forgiving grace. Now we're going to take the opposite side just to give you a sense of the feminine deity within you. Again, just an inkling of how great it is, how big it is, how you can spread out duality into two halves in divinity and make it divine. Come on. I am the Divine Feminine, the direct and connected fullness of beauty and forgiving grace. With me now in the intuition, dance, and relations of my heart. Chalicing the hallowed vision, purpose, and paradigm of the golden age dawning. Blessed queens of Buddhic, angelic, and Christic realms. And here are those names in gold again. But I've highlighted these names. They're clickable. So if you have your own copy of Samadhi Game, download it. samadhigame.com at those links. If you have your own copy, you can click on these links. If you want to find out what names you're saying, it'll take you to a link in Wikipedia, I think, and it'll explain who Kuan Yin is, who Green Tara is, who Holy Mary is. Some people don't know. And so you can see what it is we're calling for. We're calling the archetypes of these energies. We're calling them. We're saying them to come. My mom wrote me a letter before she passed away. My mom passed away last week, and she wrote a letter a few months back, and I had it on my desk, and I was cleaning off my desk, getting ready for this retreat. And I found it, and the first words of the letter were, "Do you mind if I call you my Gregory?" And because she says, maybe if you don't like me to be so possessive of you, but when she calls me my Gregory, there's so much heart, so much devotion in that it pulls me close to her. It pulls my heart close to her, even if I'm not even there, because she's thinking of me so strongly. And it's the same law that's happening and acting right here with us, this resonance that we're establishing when we call to these masters, when we say, Kuan Yin, Green Tara, Holy Mary, O Pallas Athena, Parvati, Sarasvati, Lakshmi. It's like a little child calling out, saying, come to me. And then as we grow, we see Kuan Yin a little bit differently with more maturity, and we ourselves are more mature in our spirituality. As we see spirituality, as we grow in our spirituality, this all becomes more mature in us. So let's just say those names, but you can click on those and find out who they are. Kuan Yin, Green Tara, Holy Mary, O Pallas Athena, Parvati, Sarasvati, Lakshmi, whom I am. Hear our calls for compassion, wholeness, and the manifest oneness in the flesh. And here you can actually formulate your prayer. Now, we're not going to do this aloud here because there's all of us here and it would be sort of a bramble of sound. Sometimes we can when you get real powerful in this technique. When you have a group of people who are doing this all the time, you can actually do this, each one then saying their intention aloud in a group, and it sounds kind of neat. But today we'll just think our intention. We'll see the intention that we would like to manifest in our lives. An intention that will bless everyone. So everyone will be the victor of whatever that intention is. God's will be done. Visualize it now. It can be abstract or concrete. See it and feel it as though this intention were already manifest. Just pretend for a few moments. How would you have to feel differently if it were already manifest? What change would that make in you? Allow that change to take place. Allow yourself to feel that already. And just as we did on the grass, moments before the meditation began, mint this intention now. Press it into a gold coin. In your mind's eye, see it pressed into a golden coin. The image of that happening. And see that image shining out as bright as gold, as bright as the rays of sunshine, blessing everyone with it. Everyone victors, everyone benefits. Win, 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 win. And now just let it go. Toss the golden coin of your intention into the fountain of eternity, the fountain of bliss, the fountain of water, air, fire, earth, ether. And come on. Guide us. Intensify our path, the direct and connected fullness of beauty and forgiving grace, the manifest experience of healing and truth, and the mastery, liberation, and triumph of enlightenment. I am the cradled babe of eternity, safe in the bosom of omnipresence. We're going to say this next mantra here, but I just want to close the doors because it's starting to get low. You want to do that? Thank you. It's getting a little chilly. New Mexico, it's the New Mexico fall now, and in New Mexico we have these gorgeous, sparkling, dry, warm, even on the hot side days. But it's such dry heat that it just is a delight. You know, everything about it. And then in the evenings it cools off real fast. Robbie, if you could pull that lever in. And Jean-Paul, if you could pull that lever in, yes. Oh, there might be. Let me just help you. Let me show you. There's this little latch right here.
Oh.
You just go like that.
Okay, thank you.
We'll go ahead.
Okay.
Nothing, silence, sounding light. This one, what this mantra does is it attempts to blend the two, the masculine and the feminine, so that both the masculine and feminine are equally acknowledged within this mantra, and affirms, these beautiful concepts flowing through eternity. Come on. I am zero, the great yang, the vast silence, the undisturbed stillness, radiating an antakarana of oneness, the sounding of love alone, the essence of life and light, strength, courage, beauty, and perfection. And then now we say this one with tone, where these middle pieces that are said 3 times, we don't just say them with like we're reading it, but we say it with a tone. We want to hit a tone. So, I am nothing, silence, I am sounding light, I am whole and universe, luminous golden white. I am nothing, silence, I am sounding light, I am whole and universe, luminous golden white. I am nothing, silence, I am sounding light, I am whole and universe, luminous golden white. And then we say it again. In the stillness within, existence I am bursts to an active great yin radiance, spreading throughout the vastness. I am conscious silence, stalwart I command, stoic inspiration, I am God and man. I am conscious silence, stalwart I command, stoic inspiration, I am God and man. I am conscious silence, stalwart I command, stoic inspiration, I am God and man. Louder and louder, the great mother I am, muses, inspires, hums, and sings songs of new life, a glad music of my heart. I am sacred rhythm, my keynote harmony, this melody is truth, the light held high and free. I am sacred rhythm, my keynote harmony, this melody is truth, the light held high and free. I am sacred rhythm, my keynote harmony, this melody is truth, the light held high and free. Born now anew, I receive and I accept this Christos, Krishna, Buddha, Allah, Pharaoh, Monarch, Divine Mother, Father, Sun conscious, neutral, witness awareness. 7 altars sacred, flaming paraclete, my forehead now emblazoned, I am crown complete. 7 altars sacred, flaming paraclete, my forehead now emblazoned, I am crown complete. 7 altars sacred, flaming paraclete, my forehead now emblazoned, I am crown complete. Let's just sit for that for a minute. And just take in those tones. Because each one of those mantras we said with a tone is like vibrating. I just wanted to talk just for a moment. Is there still with me? Good. Okay, good. I wanted to speak for a moment about the word Allah, because I really love saying it. It's a word that we haven't said much in the West, and I don't know if you're listening on the Samadhi Game broadcast, or if you listen to this as a replay and archive, you're unfamiliar with that term. And it just has such a nice sound off the tongue. Allah, 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 Allah. It's so soft, it's so gentle, it's so lifting. Representing divinity, divinity embodied, divinity, 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 Allah. And in the West, we have this sort of pejorative thought about the word Allah. Oh, I shouldn't say it. It's an Islamic name. And my God, it's, oh my God, with the terrorists and everything. But I think we need so desperately now to come into concordance with this word. We need to be able to bring it into our lexicon of divinity. We need to be able to say it and mean it from our hearts and feel all the divinity that's in it. Feel our hearts open wide when we say it to infinity, to eternity, to to the softness, to the veils of creation beautifully flowing all around us. And so it's there in Samadhi Game. Oops. I don't know how I get back. Okay, let me get back to, where is
Maybe
it?
just close the other thing.
There. Yeah. The radiant circle of healing love and the art of life and liquid white light. What we're going to do with this mantra is just establish around us a momentum of radiant light. Radiant light. And the only way that we can do that, I have to just say it, the only way we can do it is we can't do it if we're sitting stone. But we can do it if we're sitting life and light. If we can feel the flow coming out of the heart. That is a real flow. It's what Muhammad felt. It's what Moses felt when he said, "The burning bush is speaking to me." It's there. It's real. You can't deny it. It's the I am that I am. So let's go ahead and affirm it. O radiant circle of healing love and the art of life and liquid white light that I am. Encircle me now, encircle me now, encircle me now. I am this loving splendor encircling me now. I am this living prana chi encircling me now. I am this liquid crystal fire encircling me now. I am this samadhi encircling me now as this active intelligence of powerful, conscious volition that I am. I radiate, radiate, radiate. I govern this exhaustless energy and precipitate all things into form of those who come under the radiation of this, my radiant circle of healing love and the art of life and liquid white light, including, and here you can actually name those who you would want to bless with this radiation that you feel effulging from your heart. It doesn't have to just be your heart. We've breathed it into all of our chakras. We've turned on, we've lit them all. So every chakra can be a point of contact with another. If you know someone that's particularly suffering a loss or a very angry situation, you can burn the fire of your solar plexus to them. And see that fire, that neutral witness fire, that joyous, radiant fire of the solar plexus, blessing them so that their solar plexus takes on the resonance that you're sending them. That's a technique of healing. A very powerful technique. It can be done at a distance. The person doesn't even have to know that you're doing it. And you can do it. You can send it to them and help them. And through, we can name groups of people. And I'll just say it. And we can say it together. Let's start where it's in italic. Where it's in the purple, in the purple letters there, it says in italic, the Samadhi Game Community. Let's say it together. The Samadhi Game Community and Primera Agua Healing and Enlightenment at Sunny Mellow. That takes it right down and gives all of us and all of the Samadhi Game tribe a blessing. You know, rather than just leaving it out, well, maybe we'll get blessed. We're calling it in. It's going to be blessing upon us. We're going to have the blessing. We're going to have the expansion. We're going to have the love. It's going to happen. Now, come on together.
Okay.
I ignite and I expand the illuminating center within their bodies, emotions, and minds into that active, perfect, and eternal garment of enlightenment. If you're following along with us in Samadhi Game, I'm sorry we're not broadcasting the actual words of this to you tonight. I normally do. But you can download these mantras at samadhigame.com. You can go on, and we're on page 24. Let's go on. O radiant circle of healing love and the art of life and liquid white light that I am, instantly bring healing to and make art of all dual human ego in my world, opening wide the door of my heart to the ineffable, divine and present existence and expression and expansion I am the wide open door of my heart, flooding forth the radiant circle of healing love and the art of life and liquid white light, the enchanting essence of my electronic body, and I am Samadhi. I balance, blaze, and dazzle the threefold activity of my heart's Samadhi. Ennobling love, wisdom, and power encircles me, now and forever bringing healing to and making art of every dual human ego of activity, freeing me to leap into divine union with the source of these, the shining three. The shining three, what is that? I just said it, the love, wisdom, and power. Those are the shining three. I've never, really explained that, but it's right there, ennobling love, wisdom, and power, and then the next sentence, the shining three. Just taking a moment to just see these things as an artistic expression. The love, the wisdom, and the power blazing forth from us, radiating around us. Come on. I am the mighty, magic, electromagnetic circle of invincible, liquid love light and life substance, instantly transmuting and harmonizing, healing and making art of every discordance or distraction when it seeks to enter or intrude itself, masquerading as the I am me. I am the self-sustaining perfection of my world, enfolded in the radiant circle of healing love and the art of life and liquid white light. The Samadhi that I am, I remain. Vanish the veils of light and shade. I abide in the shining truth of divine law and the justice of eternity. I am the lake of kindness, free of disturbing conditions, inner and outer. Sublime. I am commanding all therapies within this, the inner magic of my radiant circle of healing love, to be revealed with the art of life and liquid white light of Samadhi, the all-pervading, serene and harmonizing bliss. Let's just sit for a moment in that. Just like we stopped after a few of those little those movements we did on the grass with our feet bare into the ground, we'll stop now and feel the currents that were generated by this mandala of sound that we just generated. We don't have to think about where we're going. We don't have to think about anything when we finish a mantra like that. You just allow yourself to be jettisoned into that divinity, into that samadhi, and just feel it full. That complete love, the complete hologram of love that we're developing. It doesn't take anything more than that. There is no other practice. There's nothing else to do. There's no place else to go. What else would you do? Is there anything else that you could do?
In terms of what I missed the question.
You're just catapulted into divinity. After the finishing of this mantra, you just go. And let yourself move into that. What else? Does anyone else have any instruction? Can we go any place? Can we get it more clear? No. Okay, come back. Let me just get rid of that. Get rid of that. No, but still, it's gone. Come back. Okay.
It ascended.
Yeah. And we are all ascending. If we allow ourselves to live from the dual human ego day in and day out without ever coming to this place that we're coming to tonight, without ever establishing the foundation, this groundwork of our divinity, then we'll never ascend. We'll constantly be circulating in a whirlpool. The yogis call it vrittis. But we're catapulting ourselves out of the vrittis into this silence that's known as love. That's the simplest way to know it. There's all sorts of other renditions, songs you can sing about it. But there you go. Let's go ahead and give Samadhi's I am, memory, and momentum, the golden river of sustained enlightenment and divine direction. This is on page 27 of Samadhi Game if you're following along. Come on. From billowing clouds in the spotless sky of the tangible I am Samadhi, just right there. That's the Buddha reaching into the empty sky. Into the sky. The skies of New Mexico right now are like this. Silence up there. And pulling down all the mystic quality down into that I am. Comes now a downpour of the memory and momentum of the golden river of sustained enlightenment and divine direction, a drenching of mastery and dominion here and now, rivulets of wise thinking, lovely feeling, and powerful activity, converging as the eternal sweep of the sacred Ganga, the memory and momentum of love, wisdom, and power, flooding forth like a million Niagara Falls, ceaselessly descending into and around all my thoughts, feelings, and activities, including, and now, in this mantra, we give ourselves another blank to fill in. If you have things that you'd like to see happen in your life, you can say them for the day, for the week, for the month, for the year, for a lifetime. You can say that intention and let that intention be ensconced in the matrix that is said by Samadhi Game. It is no different than a sloka from the Quran, no different than a sloka, than a verse from the Bible. These are slokas, and they say the truth, and they establish the matrix. And within the matrix, you say your intention, and the matrix embeds the intention and gives body to the intention, so the intention comes to fruition. But we're not going to say it, because each of us would say it. But just think it for a moment. What would your intention be for today? What would your intention be for the week? What would your intention be for the month? What would your intention be for the year? God's will be done. Continuing. To harmonize and perfect them now, as Christos, as Krishna, as Buddha, as Allah, as Pharaoh, as monarch, as the Divine Mother, Father, as the Sun-conscious neutral witness awareness, I enter this golden river of sustained enlightenment and divine direction here and now. Just for a moment, when I wrote this mantra, I was really feeling the Buddha. And I really felt, that moment when the Buddha entered the river in his path. And it's a symbol, and that silence was the beginning of it, that reaching into the silence and pulling down. And finding that silence pouring through you as a river of golden light. Continuing. Bathing in the streaming memory and momentum of love, life and light, I take command of all thoughts, feelings, and actions below the highlands of superconscious living and awareness. Lo, I am become the sea of mirth itself. The river finally finds the sea of eternity. O loving I am Samadhi that I am. O, and let's just say it, Ganesha, O great divine director and the great karmic board. You want me to say it? Let's say that again. O Ganesha, O great divine director and the great karmic board, that I am. We have to see ourselves as the archetype forms. I hope I'm interrupting, but I just want to make sure that we understand these concepts as we're doing this. We have to see ourselves as the divinity that we're praying to. Otherwise, it only allows for a continuation of the separation. I am no different than Ganesha. I am no different than Shiva. I am no different than Krishna. I am no different than Jesus. I am no different than Buddha. I am He, as said Jesus. Come on. I invoke your memory and momentum of sustained enlightenment and divine direction. I am that guidance now. I am that courage and strength that acts. And in my attention to my, and then the men say that one line and the women can say the other. Purpose, and we'll go say it together. Purpose, plan, focus, freedom, dharma, and death. You say the other. You say the one. Okay, so we'll do it again.
Okay.
Purpose, plan, focus, freedom, dharma, and death. See, we just break it apart a little bit because we want to affirm the divinity of the duality that we're living as in these bodies that we have. I hold my scepter of dominion and power sustained. From the joyous I am Samadhi that I am, I descend in the whirlwind radiance of this Christos, Krishna, Buddha, Allah, Pharaoh, monarch, Divine Mother, Father, Sun-conscious, neutral witness awareness. I envelop my four-door bodies with the unbroken thrill of that neutral witness and unique sexual essence. And I stand guard over my entire consciousness, being, and world, 24/7. O eternal I am Samadhi, beyond all imagination of expectancy, I charge my physical, emotional, mental, and etheric bodies with that memory and momentum of full conscious realization, as I issue the following command to all the polarized human creation and ego etched in my pranas, chakras, and meridians, and those of the entire planetary body. Just another moment here. We can say a prayer that's a second long, or we can say a prayer that's an hour long. And the divine will hear it. And if we can hold our attention to the longer prayers, then they'll be fulfilled. So these longer worded matrices they need a little bit more focus to get it. But it'll come as you do it over and over again. It's like riding a bicycle. And you'll get it and you'll go, oh, yeah, I got it. Ooh. And you'll fly into the matrix, and the matrix becomes tighter and more powered, and more focused with prana. And then we're going to say this next line, and I put it in violet because this is a hearkening to the section of the third section of the book called Alchemical Momentum and Transmutation and Chemical Momentum and Transmutation. And this color of violet contains within it the pink and the what is violet? It's pink and blue. Pink and blue. Thank you. I didn't really know this. Yeah, right. So pink and blue. And the blue represents the willpower, the strength. And the pink represents the love. And so you put it together, that's when you have change. That's when you have transmutation. Change and transmutation only comes when you have the love and the will to do it, the volition and the love to see it through. Otherwise, it's just going to stay there. Ain't going to change. Nothing's going to happen. So that's why it's in violet color, just to make us feel this intimation, this symbol of love and will. So let's say it now. Dissolve, consume, transmute, and reconcile by the violet light of Samadhi. Dissolve, consume, transmute, and reconcile by the violet light of Samadhi. Dissolve, consume, transmute, and reconcile by the violet light of Samadhi. I let the instantaneous release of this self-luminous, infinitely intelligent light substance issue forth without limit from the immortal Samadhi, that I remember I am. And I charge these pranas, chakras, and meridians, thoughts and feelings, activities and environment with the victorious memory and momentum of the golden river of sustained enlightenment and divine direction, such that all polarized human creation and ego is instantly transmuted and transfigured into refined and perfected states of awareness, action, and physicality. We have to have this intention of the direction of the divine in our lives. The next step. Where are we moving to? What are we doing? How are we living it into living? How are we living it into action? And so these words bring it a little bit closer. And when we say it, we imbue the word with our energy. We learn how to say the energy into the word. It's just like saying the gift that we are to give into action. It's the path of Samadhi game is not a path of, well, I'm just going to let it happen the way it's supposed to happen. It's a path of, let's try it and let's see how it goes. Let's give it our best. Let's make some decisions here. Let's decide. Let's figure out which way we're going to go, how we're going to live, what we're going to do. So this mantra brings the focus of that divine direction clear, as though it were in a crystal ball. And if you were to give a novena, in some religions, they have what they're called novenas, where you can do a mantra over and over and over and over again. And by giving that mantra, you develop a connection to it. And you're giving your life force, your energy, your voice to say it. It's a penance. It's an austerity to say the word and to give it again and again. And so you can take this mantra and give it again and again if you're ever suffering from needing to have direction in your life. And if you say it as a novena, do it 12 times and commit to it 12 times every day for 12 days. That's a lot of commitment. But the universe will hear your commitment. The universe, your universe, you, the universe, will hear your commitment. You will embed the matrix of this divinity within you so that it must come out. It has to happen. And it will somehow. It will manifest. This is the last mantra in the first section. And this is the last mantra we'll do tonight. I know everyone's getting a little tired. Are you cold? Should I get lighter? Okay. Are you warm enough, Robbie? Are you? Okay. Jump on. Because you can pull these blankets over you if you need. Okay. All right then. Good. All right then. Let's just go. I'm going to just get this last part of this full lesson cosmic journey. Let's just accept it, and then this is going to be the end of our mantra. So we're going to just wrap it up. This last part of it. Let's say, I am here. We'll start here. I am here, everywhere, now, and forever. In the fullness of cosmic joy, we accept this and miracles manifest here and now, with unconditional love, wisdom, and power, anchored in the earth, air, fire, water, and akasha, and tangibly manifest in our lives and the lives of all evolutions of light throughout cosmos. Let's do it again. In the fullness of cosmic joy, we accept this and miracles manifest here and now with unconditional love, wisdom, and power, anchored in the earth, air, fire, water, and akasha, and tangibly manifest in our lives and the lives of all evolutions of light throughout cosmos. And one more time. In the fullness of cosmic joy, we accept this and miracles manifest here and now with unconditional love, wisdom, and power, anchored in the earth, air, fire, water, and akasha, and tangibly manifest in our lives and the lives of all evolutions of light throughout cosmos. And then we just feel it as though it's already there. You have to like, yeah, oh groovy day. It's true. And when we get that kind of feeling, then it happens. And that mantra can be said like that, or the mantra can be said like, here's just some words. But the words, even if you say it with just words, it will eventually become like I'm saying it is. You'll eventually realize it that way. So start it and do it any way you want. But if you commit to this, you'll feel it and you'll get it. So I thank you.
We thank you.
I thank you all for this time that you've come. You online, and the fact that I didn't scroll the words for you, I'm sure was incredibly frustrating. And you stayed with us. And I want to thank you for that. You can download your own copy just to have it in case this happens again, but it likely won't on our morning sessions. In the morning sessions, we will have the scrolling Samadhi Game text on the screen for you, so you don't have to worry about it. But go ahead and download your own copy of Samadhi Game and from samadhigame.com and get it and use it. And, if you can't come to the sessions this week, see if you can at least keep in resonance with us and say a mantra or two from Samadhi Game during the course of the week, every day if you can. Open up the book, crack it open, and say one mantra a day. Just choose one. You can open it up and close your eyes and scroll down if it's on your computer, and just scroll until you hit one that's good, the one that feels good for the day, and say it. And you'll develop a momentum with us. Just because we're developing a momentum here, you develop a momentum at home, and that will create the antakarana of light, the webbing of light, the tantra of light that can move around the planet, and it can dissolve the anger and the frustrations and the fears that are building in the Middle East. It can dissolve the economic turmoil that is threatening Spain. It can dissolve interpersonal relationship problems that you may be having. It can dissolve financial worries in your life. It can bring our world into a golden age. It really can. Not just with the few of us gathered here today online and here, but we are the kernel. It can grow from here. Have faith in that. Stick with it. Find something. And if it isn't Samadhi Game, pick up something else that it really inspires you, but do it daily. Stick with it. And as you do that, you'll be establishing a resonance around the planet. I thank you for coming. I'm going to be here tomorrow, the music meditation at 7 o'clock sharp, and the processing and affirmations and work that we're going to do with Samadhi Game at 8:30. And enjoy the music. I'll go ahead and put some music on now for you to listen to as we wrap it up here. I thank you, Robbie. I thank you, Jean-Paul and Rade, for coming tonight. And we're preparing, Rade especially, for preparing all the snacks and all of the and Elliot, thank you, Elliot, and Robbie for helping out with the chai, the tea. So beautiful. So let me just put the music on for you out there.
Look at the camera and say hello.
Yeah, and why don't you all come into the camera, each one of you?
No.
No? Okay.
I'm glad you said that.
I had the lights set for across the room so you might see things happening in the room, so a little bright.
And you're both more
Let me
attractive
find
than I
some
am.
music for you.
Oh, come on, you're cute as a button.
We'll go ahead
I
and
thought buttons were cute.
Oh, they're adorable.
Yes, they are.
Are they?
Yes, I always collect them.
Okay.
The cute ones. actually, if you jumped in my button bucket, you'd probably feel pretty cool.
Fit right in.
Yeah, you like
This is our high
No,
English
the
tea.
buttons.
And so we're going to play some music that has that quality to it. Thank you.
Oh, this is definitely high tea dance.
Sound good? Does it sound good? It sounds